Hello everybody and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to review the much anticipated comedy movie The Happytime Murders that stars Melissa McCarthy and a whole slew of puppets. This is a film that I've really quite been looking forward to. Ever since I saw the trailer, I thought the trailer looked great, looked like a bit of a breath of fresh air, and it looked fun. And then they tried to get sued by the makers of Sesame Street because of the tagline "No Sesame Old Street," which is all great publicity for the film at the end of the day. And since the film's been released, guys, I've seen a lot of hit and miss reviews for this. It seems to be splitting a lot of audiences. What do I think of this film? Well, I'm somewhere in the middle with this film. I neither love it nor hate it. I'm just kind of simmering with it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty funny at times, but at other times pretty generic, with suffering from some poor writing, really. And the main issue I have with this movie is, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the movie. It's one of those movies where they put all the best gags in the trailer, pretty much. And there's not many gags I can think of after watching the movie that weren't shown in some capacity in the trailer. So they wasted all the best stuff in the trailer, basically, which is probably why the trailer was so good. But that's not to say this is a bad film, because I don't think it is a bad film. It's just I'm mildly disappointed with it, I suppose you could say. But what is it about? Well, this is a world where humans and puppets live together. I nearly said in harmony then, but it's not in harmony, really. And there was an old TV show called The Happytime Gang, I believe it was. And the cast members were all puppets apart from one, who was played by Elizabeth Banks. And they're all getting knocked off one at a time, these puppets. Seemingly for what would appear to be like royalties. 2 million in royalties that someone's going to get rich off. And this leaves Melissa McCarthy and her partner, who's an ex-cop who is also a puppet, who now works as a private detective. They have to begrudgingly team up in old buddy cop type scenarios, very old fashioned scenario. They hate each other, they love each other, they hate each other, they love each other kind of scenario, buddy cop thing. And they've got to try and track down who's killing these ex Happytime gang members off. And that's the story, really. It's very, very thin, the plot for this film. They try and basically, the draw for this film, let's be honest guys, is rude puppets. It's a mature puppet based film where there's lots of swearing, lots of sexual innuendo, and not even innuendos at time, and very mature, and that's the catch for this movie. Now unfortunately, 25 minutes into this film, that starts getting a little bit old, and you start thinking, what's next? We've had the juvenile humour now, we've had this, we've had these cheap gags, we've had these rude gags, we've seen a puppet swear, it's a bit funny at first, makes you giggle. Okay, what's next? And they don't really give you that. It's the same formula throughout the film, with this paper thin plot thrown in of them trying to find out who's killing these puppets, Melissa McCarthy and her partner. And it's kind of the same gags, kind of rewashed throughout the entire movie to a certain degree. But I'm not going to lie, guys, I laughed. I did think it was funny, this film. There's a couple of times in this film where you really will be laughing. It's hard not to. It's funny. It's just not consistently funny, and I wish they would have poured a bit more effort into a decent story, and some more inventive gags, because they just played on this puppet human thing, and like I said, the fact that these puppets are swearing. So yeah guys, it's okay, this film. I can understand why there are some out there who are giving it a bit of a hard time. I can understand how there are some out there that think it's absolutely brilliant because of the draw of this movie, the sweary puppets and mature themes of the film. But when you actually analyse it as a film, it doesn't really work particularly well. The plot's paper thin and it's not interesting. You've seen it all before, so it could have done with a better plot. Melissa McCarthy's fine in the film. I thought she was fun in the film. I'm not a huge fan of Melissa McCarthy. I don't mind her. I could take her or leave her. You know, if one of her films is coming out, I feel like I need to trip over myself to watch it. But if there's a film I want to watch that she's in, I'll certainly watch it. And I thought she was okay in this movie. I thought she did okay with the material that she had. Other than that, there's not an awful lot I can say about this film, guys, other than, yeah, it is pretty much everything you expect that the trailer shows you, and that's mainly because everything's in the trailer, which really frustrates me. It really does. I think they could have halved the time of that trailer, showed a quarter of the gags, and still we would have been interested in watching this film. So that frustrates me a little bit, that, you know, the trailer kind of spoilt it. But I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, guys, because I did have some fun with this movie. It is funny. It's juvenile, of course it is, but it's funny. It's much like Sausage Party, although the writing in Sausage Party was much better than this and more creative. This was just a bit lazy in how it approached the story. But yeah, the Happytime Murders, guys. There's some fun to be had with this film, but it's certainly not the comedy of the year. So leave me some comments, let me know what you thought of this film, and please don't forget to leave a like, and if this is your first time visiting Screen Stars, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.